All right, beautiful people, we are back with another episode of Florida Hoop Legends, where we're honoring the legends of Florida who shaped Florida basketball culture. And today I am super excited. Not only do we have a Dade County legend, we got a Florida Hoop legend, Mr. Steve Edwards. Appreciate you for jumping on today. We got to before we started recording, I told him it's my 20th high school reunion coming up, and he laughed at me, made me feel like a little kid. No, but it's all good. But everybody, like I said, we have a Dade County legend, and y'all know how we do here. We have to give our Florida hoop legends their flowers, because not only have people may have forgotten about them, or some people just may not know, and we got to put our stamp in this world that Florida got hoopers. So once again, appreciate you, Steve, for jumping on with us.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got it, Chris.
Okay, man. So we want to really, give you the introduction. Let you know, Mr. Steve Edwards played high school ball at Miami Senior High. Mr. Basketball, two-time Mr. Basketball, his junior and senior year. He won 2 titles his sophomore and junior year, and was runner-up his senior year. His older brother, Doug, played at FSU, first round pick. His younger brother, Allen, played at Kentucky. And I believe you and Doug were both McDonald's All-Americans.
Yep.
That's crazy. All in the same household.
So we got to start young, man. Like, how did you get 3 hoopers in one household? Was it a competitive thing as kids, or dad drilling y'all with drills and stuff? Like, how was it?
It's kind of funny when you think. Well, my oldest brother, Doug, is not my oldest brother. My oldest brother is John, who went to Jackson High School. He started playing first, but he didn't get the notoriety like Doug started. Then we followed behind him.
Okay.
But like we all, we grew up in Overtown, so we all grew up on the park. That's where we, as kids, you just playing sports. We played basketball, we played tennis, we played flag football. So then, as you start getting older, you start growing.
Yeah.
So, so like at the end of the day, Doug was the first to set everything in motion. And me and Alan follow right behind.
Okay. So let's talk about that. So when Doug won a state championship, I believe he was a senior at the time. You guys as coach.
Now he won his sophomore. He won sophomore and senior, 87 and 89.
Okay, so So you guys' head coach was Marcos Rodriguez,
aka Shaky Rodriguez.
Shaky, yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to say okay. So it was he was speaking, having an interview, and he said at the time you guys were celebrating the state championship, you was a freshman at the time. And he was doing an interview, and he literally said, "I'll never coach another player like Doug Edwards." And you was in the very background of that same video. And he said when you guys eventually won, when your sophomore year, he said he went back and watched that video, and he had no idea you was gonna become the player that you became that very next year. And your sophomore year, you asked for your brother's number.
Yeah.
So you wanted that pressure.
Yeah, it was a lot to handle. Well, and I still couldn't live up to what he did in high school. That was just what he did was just at that time. And back then, what people don't realize, the competition in Dade County was ridiculous with high school. We didn't have all the prep schools. We didn't have like the charter schools. So like a lot of talent was home back in their own school. So it was a battle every night, to the point where Carroll City High School, even though it was a good football team, but also basketball, I think it was his senior year, they had to move the game from a JUCO to the Miami Arena because they had over 10,000 people.
Hey.
Wow.
This the
80s. Yeah, 89.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow. Could you also give us some of the top high schools in Miami at the time?
At that time, Carroll City, Jackson, Hialeah, Northwestern, Miami Lakes,
So the same ones that's going on, right?
Wow.
Yeah, so like back then you had so many from north to south, and we didn't even get to Broward.
Wow.
That was just in Dade County. So yeah, it was some battle. Like we talked before off cameras, where football was like the #1 sport in the state of Florida.
Mhm.
But at that period, basketball was like it was much watched. Whenever Miami had played, if you didn't get there before the halftime of the JV game, you're not getting in.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love that. Let's rewind though, because I think knowing how a person upbringing kind of shows you how they grew up and who they become. So you got 4 boys in the house, correct? Any sisters?
4 boys and one sister.
4 boys, 1 sister. And we just touched on football. What made you guys decide basketball, right? Because like you said, being in Dade, football is crazy. I know how Pop Warner is. It's like a business. I speak to a lot of people now that they betting on the kids and all of that. So what made y'all say, you know what, we just gonna play basketball instead of going 4 boys in the house and choosing instead of playing football?
Well, back then, if you think about it, we didn't really like Pop Warner wasn't as big as it is now.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we did the flag football, but then looking at if you think about it, as we start getting into middle school, you averaging over 6 feet.
That's
So then the height kind of kicked in.
Yeah.
So that was just and also in Miami, it's hot, so we stay inside.
yeah, that's
Which
why
didn't matter because our high school gym was a heat box anyway.
That's why I always
Yep.
play basketball. I'm like, man, football, y'all can have that. And I felt like I was a pretty boy, so I was like, I ain't. I'm like, I ain't playing football with y'all. So how was that growing up with 4 siblings? Tell us something about that sibling rivalry. And do you consider yourself the best Edwards in the house?
A lot of people are still asking that question to today. And I'm going to always give a nod to my brother because I was there to experience everything that he did. And, that gave me the motivation to want, to achieve some of the stuff that he did, So that was like my role model coming up. Like most people have other role models. When you have one inside, your house, that give you a different motivation, even though we were 2 different players, and it got to the point where if I'm walking in Miami, I'm always a little brother. And I'm saying to myself, like, no matter what I do, no matter how many accolades I get, I'm still a little brother.
Yeah.
So, and and that's why I did not go to Florida State, and I stayed home and went to UM. But but just growing up, you get a good and bad thing because it was great being a little brother because you get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then also you're gonna get some smoke too, and then you got to prove them wrong. Like I know the little brother, but hey, you can get it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Amazing.
So like how you said, you and Doug was different players. The coach described you guys. He said Doug was a pure inside player, and Steve is more of a face-up jumper and explosive player that can dunk over 4 people. So you were jumping like that in the 80s, man?
Time out. See, Doug more the 80s. I came on toward the end, like 89. My sophomore year. So I was going into the 90s. So, but mind you, I was only a buck 85 at 6'5".
Oh yeah, you was
Oh
smart.
yeah.
But at that time, if you realize back in the day where you had like Magic as a tall guard, Penny Hardaway. So my sophomore year, I played point guard. And our big man was Jamel Martinez that ended up going to Kentucky. So I had the ball handling skills and the basketball IQ that made my game different back in the day. Because like how we watching the NBA in college now, I was shooting threes back then like that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was, and like at that time, the 3-pointer can change the game that quick. And with Doug game was like he post up, but also he faced up. He was able to get the rebound and push it. He at that time he was a generational talent that 6'8", almost 6'9". Not right now everybody can do it, but back then he was doing it, but with so much ease, it came so easy to him.
Okay. So when you guys say like your sophomore year, how younger is Allen from you? How many years apart are you guys?
Let me see, my sophomore year, Allen was Was it freshman? Yeah, I think he was a freshman.
Okay.
No,
So
my bad. No, he was a freshman my junior year. So
okay, so you
we
guys
played.
did win.
Yeah, we played
Okay.
together my senior year.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you mentioned choosing Miami. Was that your only choice? Not was that your main choice? Did you have any rivals that was coming after you outside of Miami that made the decision hard?
Well, I watch. That's why I say it's great when you have an older sibling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So to go through that process, what Doug went through, and get firsthand knowledge, where you have Dean Smith coming to Overtown.
Oh man.
Wow.
So you got to be special if he coming to Overtown. Back in the day, North Carolina. So but he had like Jim Bavano, was Crimmins from Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, did they have like Mark Price? Was Mark Price there at Tech? Early 90s. Yeah, he was there because then Marburg. Yeah.
So then I think he had
Okay.
because he had 5 schools. Yeah, Louisville, then Florida State. So when I saw that, I was like, and my parents, they wasn't really like today's parents. These parents are trying to be all engaged and trying to do all that stuff.
Man,
It was great back then because most parents wasn't really involved, and stuff like that, which it was easy for us. They just know that their kids were really good because the neighbors were telling them or they're reading the paper.
Mm-hmm.
But they never really understood the magnitude of how good we really were. And to that effect that it made a difference. So when I saw Doug, I was like, you know what? And another thing, I don't like cold weather anyway. So
Florida
even though I could have went anywhere in the United States, I was like, okay, I don't like cold weather. I'm gonna X that out. And I just said, you know what? I'm not leaving Florida. So I just kept it to 3 schools.
So the Gators had they were in your running.
Oh yeah, I was going to Florida camp since I was in middle school.
Yeah, me too. I love Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's how I became a Gator for real, just going to their team basketball camps and just their camps. So I never went to any other camps, Miami or Florida State. So
it's a lot of people from down here that go to Florida from Miami.
Mm-hmm. So hold on, I wanted to keep it at your senior year right quick. When you guys lost at state your senior year, do you remember? Well, I know you remember who it was. What team did y'all guys lose against?
I think it was Oviedo.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because my junior year, I think we beat Pensacola with Derrick Brooks.
Oh, he played ball?
Yeah, he was there. He was their defensive stopper.
Yeah. Well, describe his game. What his game?
He's an athlete.
Green.
Football players are athletes because they grew up playing multiple sports. And I'd applaud them because it tones your skill when you're just trying to concentrate on one sport. That's why, like, when you see like these top players who play multiple sports, they excel more than when you just playing one sport. And nowadays they're trying to keep you to one sport, which I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. They try to specialize kids too soon.
Yeah.
Even my daughter now, she plays gymnastics, but we got her in volleyball, we got her in golf. But she loves gymnastics, but we put her in different things so you can learn different twitch muscles and things like that you learn from those sports.
Yeah, because they track them now. Everything is now year round. No matter what sport you're playing, is year round now.
They got 7-on-7 football now.
I'm like,
started on that, huh?
Right.
Hey, that's what it comes down to. Like now, if you think about it, back then, I didn't realize, but like Nike camp, all the top players in the country went to Nike camp. We didn't have Adidas camp. We didn't have Under Armour.
Yeah. So
that was like the making of understanding. I forgot what's his name when they did the Jordan movie.
Sonny.
Yeah, Sonny. Sonny had in mind, the understanding of the prospect of all the top kids in different states coming to one. I think it was in New Jersey.
Yeah, it was.
It was up in New Jersey.
That's
what I said. I think. That's why I said a good thing about my brother, because imagine I'm going to high school at 9th grade, nobody know me, and I'm going Nike camp.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm one of the top freshmen in the country and never played high school basketball with Jason Kidd, Roger Rose,
Wow.
Othella Harrington.
Oh, you taking it back. I remember those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From NBA Live when we were kids.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
so
what I
that's your
say, like,
class with Jason Kidd.
yeah. We both went to the McDonald's game together.
Oh, that's love.
Oh wow.
Oh, we're gonna have to pull up some highlights and play it on this once we edit this up. We're gonna have to
Yeah, man. So at Miami High, what was your best game? I say that, or the game you remember the most.
I think it's two of. I think we had one up in one of the big tournaments that we normally have in Kissimmee.
Okay.
I think that game I think it went off for like 46. You know, we won the championship that year. Matter of fact, we was the only team, a public school, put it like that. We was the last public school to win that tournament.
Yeah, but we ain't
91 and 90.
I
think 91 and 96.
We're gonna call y'all be recruiting. We ain't gonna call Miami High a public school.
You know that hey. You know, it always goes back to the point where when you're winning,
yeah,
you know, everybody was like, nah, you should have been doing this, doing that. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like,
but I ain't gonna front because my high school, none of us was supposed to be there. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you know what I'm saying? We all had transfers, but you know, that was 20 years ago.
Yeah. But also, you know, like the crazy thing back then, when you win, you know, other players want to gravitate to you. They want to play with the best.
Yep.
And I'm not saying everybody was able to come and play.
No, facts.
Oh yeah. So I gotta ask this because if you probably ask 10 people who's the greatest basketball team ever from Florida, probably 8 of them gonna say the '98 Miami senior team with Udonis Haslam them. You guys are older. Do you believe? Did you get a chance to watch them play? See them play, or did you hear about them?
I was overseas at that time playing, but yeah, they that was a hell of a squad. Yeah. I'm got to say between that squad and maybe Doug, I want to say senior year because they finished number 2 in the nation behind Bobby Hurley, St. Anthony's now.
Wow. Yeah, because a lot of people, they were saying like when Steve Blake transferred to Miami Senior, they were like that team. They were just unstoppable because they were saying how great Teddy Dupay team was with him, and they beat them by 40.
Yeah, but that team had length. It had size. Like dudes at 6'8", 6'9" can guard the wing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that team was special. But that's why I said also, you know, as I'm old school, but Doug them senior year, just the amount of team they were playing, like Agent Archie them, like they played so many top players, Allen Houston them, that
you naming some names, man.
Yeah, listen, that's why I said as you get older, you know, you got the memory sometimes come and goes.
Yeah, I'm 38.
So you gotta reflect back. I'd be like, oh my God, it's been 30 years already. Over.
Yeah. But that's a big reason why we're doing this, man, because like I said, I graduated high school in 2003, so I remember players more so than teams from people that were early me. So, you know, when I got older people telling me, no, man, you guys need to look up the Edwards brothers. So let me bring up how you guys came about.
Okay.
So a big story, a big debate after Miami Columbus won their 3rd straight state championship. And you know they're a top 5 team in the country again. A lot of people are crowning Cam Boozer as the GOAT in Miami. And a whole bunch of older people said there's no way you can compare him to the Edwards brothers. And they named a few other people that was younger than y'all, but I'll probably say over 50% of the people that disagreed named either you or your older brother Doug.
I would have to go with my older brother.
Yeah.
They're about the same size. So as far as height. So in a one-on-one, you going with Doug over Cam Booth?
Yeah.
Hey, you got to represent your
Because
brother.
you got to understand, like, there's nothing against the kid. You know, he's a great kid. I know his dad. I know his family.
Mm-hmm.
But at that time, you know, my brother just had a different dog in him. You know, it's like, and it's amazing. Like, you know, if you go in a hostile environment where everybody just on you. And back then, that's why I say basketball was so crazy, because it was the whole community. Besides like the school participation, but the community that was out. Even like people that didn't go to our school, they wanted to come out and see it. That's how big the event was. Like Friday night football, like whenever certain teams Miami had played, it was like that was the talk of the town that day. Then, you know, my brother coming, so they, you know, like, remember back then we didn't have social media.
Oh yeah.
So you don't know what's going on, and you know, unless you're gonna read the Miami Herald about players that down south or Broward, you're not even looking at players that out of state of Florida or up north. You're staying with Dade County. So whenever they saw that schedule and they said Miami had Carol City or Northwestern, and you know, like just me, just a kid, like having a vision, like, man, I wonder if this gonna ever happen to me one day. So I said, let me just follow the path.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's. And like, but Cam didn't, you know, like Cam gonna be special.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's at a point where in today's basketball, where back then you didn't have personal trainers and doing all this stuff that they do now.
Yeah.
You know, we just had our coaches from high school, which we had great coaches. If you think about it, Anthony Grant, the head coach at University of Dayton.
Oh, he from Miami?
Yeah, that was our coach.
Oh, I'm tripping. I didn't know that. Okay, he went to Florida. He coached at Florida too.
He coached at Florida.
Okay.
He also played at Miami High. Then he played at Dayton, Ohio.
I'm tripping. I did not know that. Okay, that's what's
up. So yeah, I'm glad.
You also got Frank Martin.
Yep.
Me and Wade talked about that because that was on Udonis them coach.
Right.
In the 98 year. Yeah.
So he was pretty good as a player as well.
Who?
Frank Martin.
Nah.
But he coached Allen, correct?
No. Shake coach all three of us.
Oh, gotcha. Wow. Okay.
That's beautiful. I like that.
Yeah, that's why I say, like, because from 87 to 90, Allen graduated in 94. So 87 to 94, we got 5 state championships.
Dang.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. So with Brandon saying that Edgewater, the top program in the state, I'm sure you disagree. No, of all time. I'm sure you disagree with that.
But hold on. Let me. All right. Have you ever heard of Edgewater High School though?
No.
You ain't never heard what?
But everybody heard. Everybody heard of Miami High.
That's
Come on now.
Hey, that's the clip. That's the clip for the promo right there. Yeah, Miami High did beat us in '96, and this is why I say Edgewater is the best. Like, I'm pretty sure we got more pros than y'all. But I'm gonna say that. And then from 96 to 2024 to this day, we still going to the championship. We don't win them. We like LeBron. We don't win them all. We only won 2. But we go.
You know? Hold on, so you know, hold on, time out. I thought it was about winning chips.
Thank you, sir.
This is my argument for the best program is chips, it's pros produce, and it's just the overall swagger of the program from Pensacola to Key West. You don't know about it, but everybody know who it is. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, because the longevity to go from 96 to 2024, that's a long time. We don't win them. It's people who won way more than us.
I'm gonna say, if you think about it, if you want to go like longevity, Miami High is like the only school that probably won, I think, between 19 and 20 state championships.
I think y'all at 17.
They got that many?
You might be right though. I'm
saying like the history of, but I'm talking about now you going before us, you may be going like in the 40s and the 50s and stuff like that.
That count though. That count.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like we wanted to, if not, we may be the oldest high school in the state of Florida.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I got to give it up to him. And people saying Dillard, Norland.
See, my pick was Norland.
Norland won 7 with the same coach.
Yeah.
And in 3 separate decades.
Yeah.
He won.
So
he won 06, 08.
coaching. Yeah, he been coaching for a minute over there. So yeah, Norland is like, and right now in Dade County, yeah, Norland is like
the best.
Norland kind of took over the reins just like Miami High.
Yeah.
As far as doing that way.
And he got a 4-peat. He got a 4-peat and from 2012 to 2015, and then he won this year, and he got the 06, 07. I mean the 06 and 08 title, and all of them was under his watch. That's why I say he's the GOAT for Florida, in my opinion.
You know, I'm always pick my coach because of the time.
As you should.
I had nothing against Lauren, but the time though when we did, because if you think about it, we could have really won 7 in a row.
Yeah. Oh, when your younger brother was coming up.
Because if you think about it, we won 87, lost in 88, won 89, won 90, won 91, lost in 92, and won 93.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, and then UD and them came in.
Yeah, UD they came afterwards. So
yeah,
like I tell
think
people,
they won 2.
Like UD gonna have a name because of his career and everything, but we had so many players that probably didn't make it professionally.
Yeah.
In the pros, but they was dogs on that team. Like before UD got there, he went to University of Florida, Brent Wright.
Oh yeah. Oh, he from Miami?
Yeah, Brent was on that team.
I did not know that. Yeah.
That's the reason why UD went to Florida.
See, that's why we got to have the OGs on. You educating us. I did not.
See this before our time.
Yeah. I remember him.
But then also you had another plug because you had Anthony Grant on that coaching staff.
Oh, so that's how they got UD in them.
So Anthony Grant and Frank Martin, they graduated together from high school.
Got you. So, all right, I'm gonna give it to Miami High now. I'm gonna change my thoughts. I'm gonna go with Miami.
Yeah. Our debates ain't looking good right now, man.
I'm gonna go with Miami High. Hey, but you said something earlier, and I want to touch on that. I know we talking about your career, but I'm a basketball junkie. I like being a sports agent. Now I just love the game. You said 2 things. You said you had the basketball IQ to play guard. And I coach, I'm an agent, but then I coach a 6th grade basketball team. And I told these guys last night, hey, y'all got to study. You got to watch the game. They don't watch the game no more. They just watch highlights. I see it. All they do is watch highlights. I'm like, sit down and watch the whole game and really learn the IQ. So what does IQ mean to you?
But see, when you saying watch, your watch is totally different than what they watching.
That's true too.
Oh yeah.
Like our kids, but that's just the way it is. Like if you tell a kid to watch the game, they just gonna watch the highlight version of it. They're not gonna watch how the kid got up or the player got open for a shot or the move that he made. Like that's like a coach's mentality. They're looking at certain things.
Yeah.
The kids today, they just want to see the highlight plays. That's why it's good to watch ESPN because you're gonna get the highlights.
Mm-hmm.
But to break down the film, like today's in college, now you're getting the understanding. But most of these kids, some of them do have a basketball IQ and some athletic. Like I tell them, like for me, with basketball IQ is when the game slow down.
I like that.
When the game slow down, you see the game for what it is. And that's why I say like LeBron is special because like you say, besides playing the game, you have to go back and watch video.
Study it.
Yeah.
Because when you study it, it's just like a quarterback. You know when you call the play, if the DB moves a certain way or the middle linebacker moves a certain way, you know what you're looking for. So in basketball, but NBA, I don't watch too much NBA because it's only playoff time because all you doing is pick and roll.
Best in the world right now. The playoffs
all you doing like pick and rolls, then if the guy come and help, you should know if that man in the corner.
Yep.
It's certain, like when you pass the ball, but like a lot of these young players are becoming stars because now they slow the game down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like before, everything was going up and down. Like if you look at Luka and the Joker, they letting you know that you don't have to be super athletic.
I told my kids that yesterday.
You don't have to be.
Mm-hmm.
If you understand the game the game is so easier to play, but they make it harder than what it is.
Yep.
How did you work on your IQ being so young? Like you said, I was 9th, 10th grade, and I was able to play varsity and have a high IQ. How did you, nurture
Develop?
We played, but remember, we played a lot of basketball. Kids don't do that today because now they do like
training,
or they do like AAU. But like we really like in the trenches because we had nowhere to go, so we on the park outside. So we playing. Then I think like for me personally, when you able to handle the ball and shoot it, and you're not selfish to want to take all the shots, it makes the game easier because you're already a threat because you can score and shoot. But just imagine the little detail you setting a pick like Steph Curry. If Steph Curry set a pick, they're not really worried about the man coming off. They're worried about Steph coming off for a three. So now you set your teammates up. Because they so concerned about you coming off and getting a shot where if you set a good pick, boom, you might get a layup. But that's why I say like today's kids, they don't watch the game the way we tell them or what they're trying to get out of it.
Yeah,
that's real.
And they play the game so different. Like you were just talking about the pick and roll. Do you see how like everybody's switching on picks and stuff now? Like nobody's hedging. Nobody like the old school way of defending is gone. Now it's like Luka comes down and he see, okay, I can attack that guy. I'm gonna call his man to come set a pick because I know they know they looking for matchup.
Yeah, you want the switch.
Yeah.
That's all. Every one of them the same way. They want to switch because if I delegate the our best defender to you, I want to get him off me.
Absolutely.
Simple as that. Like you said, the game is simple.
Keep it simple. Like go get that dude out. Like I'm calling my yo, come get me. Boom.
Yep.
Because now they're going to make a decision. They're going to make a decision. They have to trap you, or if they hedge and trying to get back, then everybody else got to rotate. But that's another thing kids don't do. They don't communicate. They don't talk.
Who fault is that right now? Who you blaming for that with the kids?
But also back then we really had coaches that taught us the game. Like nowadays you don't really have that many. And we start like in middle school.
Yeah.
Nowadays you're not really having coaches coaching no more. You're just having somebody who getting a stipend just to coach a sport.
Yep.
So then you're not learning. So now you're going to AAU ball. AAU ball maybe practice once or twice a week before they go play somewhere.
We only practice twice a week. Like so we got this week, and we only practice twice this whole week.
So how much can they learn? So now when you do that, you almost got to dummy it down a little bit.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And have them play like a motion type offense.
That's what we doing. We doing 5 out. It's just the easy.
And if you on a national team, you probably not gonna have your teammates until you get to the tournament. Because I remember when we were playing in Tallahassee, like we didn't see some of our teammates because they were from other states. You know what I'm saying? So we got the Bob Gibbons up in North Carolina. They were like, okay, this guy here, he gonna be our shooting guard. Never seen him a day in our life. You know what I'm saying? And we supposed to have chemistry out on the floor with him.
No. That chemistry stuff out the window.
Right.
No. Because like my cousin, he runs one of the programs out of New York, the Long Island Lightning.
Okay.
They got 2 of their top players that come in from Pittsburgh.
Mm.
But the kids been playing together with them since 8th grade. But that's what it is now. The shoe company made it so big that these kids are either going to a Nike tournament or you're going to Under Armour tournament or
Adidas.
You're going to Adidas.
Yep.
Right? So now that tells you how to, if you really understand the business side of it, they pump money early into these programs because they're hoping eventually one of these kids make it to a professional. So now, mind you, if you play for a Nike AAU program, the chance of you going to a Nike college is pretty high.
Very high.
Yeah, me being an agent, I get to see it. So we do NIL deals. So now they're not even banking on you to go to the pros. They bank it. You could get paid in high school now.
Oh yeah, see that.
In certain states. So I got 2 high school athletes. I'm in Georgia. So we got 2 in high school, and then I got 7 in college. The college kids, they getting nice money. I would say that. But now the kids, I would say what makes it a little harder for them is pros and cons. So now they have social media. So now not only do they have to build their brand to get NIL deals to make themselves look good for the Nikes and Adidas, but then they still have to perform on the court. And back in the day when we played, we didn't really see criticism as much, right?
No.
Now you can open your phone and you got 40 people telling you a scrub if you have a bad game.
Yeah.
So I do feel for them as well. And that's why I got into coaching this year. I was like, man, I just hate watching. I just hate watching the game, and I hate bad basketball. There's no pace to it. Everybody is athletic and running fast. And it's like, hold on, let me try to come in. Because like I say, I'm obsessed with the game. Just all I do. I just watch it all day. I watch girls. I watch middle school. I watch high school. I don't care what it is. So now I do feel a little sorry for them, though, like I said, because they have to deal with the social media aspect. You know?
But that's how you get your money, the NIL deals.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if you think about it, back in the day when Jordan was doing Gatorade commercial or Hanes, because we know that was Michael Jordan. So only time we see him is if you're on TV.
Yeah.
But now when you can pick up your smartphone, I guarantee you, if any one of them high school players have over 1 million followers, they're gonna have an NIL deal.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
You got
100,000
followers. I got a kid right now at NC State. He got 7,000 followers. He got a nice NIL deal. You know what I mean?
Like some people, like I'm not really into social media like that.
Yeah.
But these companies, how they do their brand, whatever is in State Farm or wherever. Once you click one thing on your social media page, it touches that many people.
Yeah.
Especially if they like you, you know, like the young lady from Iowa, you know, right now.
Yep.
You know, she's the biggest thing for them now. She's like the biggest thing that they think it ever blessed the game. But you know, when you're old school and you look at the former player that came before her, sometimes it's timing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of times.
That's all it is.
She's doing a great thing for the basketball because she's bringing more people to watching it.
Yeah.
You know,
she got the glow.
When they talking about GOAT and everything, when they saying GOAT, I'm like, come on, nah, can't do that.
No. Yeah. Hey, we got. I gotta ask you that too. But before that, when we mentioned NIL deal, are you old school like my dad and them that hate the fact that high school players can get paid and stuff, or are you more so like, you know, they get your money?
Shit, I was just thinking, imagine what I could have got paid in high school.
Yeah, you would have got to a bag in high school, even just from local businesses around Miami.
Like I say, it's a pros and cons to it because now it's just like these young kids that go professional when they get millions of dollars who don't have no understanding of, you know, the money in itself. Because most kids back in the day when they get young, what they go buy a car.
Yep.
They're gonna go buy this, go buy that. So you're not understanding. If you understand the literacy of the money part, you're thinking like 20 years down the road, 30 years down the road, not about now. So you want your money to be there. So when you start playing, you're not struggling to trying to find a job doing something else because you've been doing basketball your whole life.
No, that's major.
And that's why, like a lot of people, they lose their money, and it's sad because a lot of people that's your friends are not really your friends.
That's real.
You know, especially down in Miami. In Miami, we don't sing like my college days when we used to hang out on South Beach. You know, that was ridiculous. You know, so but it's the cool thing about it, if they can do it in high school and some kind of classes where you educate these kids, because now it's not about just money. Now you got to understand about taxes and everything.
Yeah.
You know, so once you get to that part, then like, I don't condone it because somebody making money off you.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't never front. Like me being an agent, shoot, I get paid when y'all get paid. So you know, I'm just super transparent with that. But we
like I tell them, like at the end of the day, my 4 years at UM was $120,000, so $30,000 a year for scholarship. And I tell them, like, at least when you graduate from high school, study walking out with college with a degree, some of these dudes, at least they have a nest egg, even if they don't know what they want to do when they get out. But at least they can have over $500,000, whatever they're making.
Yep.
You know, and also you're not like some of these students will be coming out with debt and all that stuff, but you know, like I say, like even though they put on it, you know, you're a student athlete, but the university making so much money off of you
You're
that
athlete student. Yeah. Nah,
it's
I
not
agree.
like, come on now. Then if we was to take any kind of little money from a boost or something, that's a violation.
Yeah.
Y'all had it bad back then. Y'all couldn't take y'all a person could take y'all to lunch or nothing. Yeah. That's
But
crazy.
you know, and the reality of it, everybody's doing it. Even
Yeah.
before when the movie Blue Chip came out,
Yep.
like everybody was doing it. Just okay, you just paying the Russian roulette see if you get caught.
Nah, that's
Yeah.
real. That's real.
That's all you're doing. But
Because
now
it's
that
hard.
now that it's open up now, so now you're dealing with okay, who got the biggest pockets?
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's why you got coaches like Nick Saban walking away from the game because they don't have that control that they used to have.
Now the only thing that part, yes, the only thing I do not like about it is these kids are not developing.
That's real.
Because you have to develop. Nobody gonna be the same as they come in the freshman into their junior senior year.
Mm-hmm.
But like I say, they don't compete no more. So if you're not happy your freshman year, you're not playing. I'm going into the portal.
Yeah, that Porter crazy. But that's why you see now in the tournament, it showed the teams that were seasoned 4 or 5 year seniors, they won. I think the one and done era where these teams winning, that's probably going to be over now because it kind of showed you that it's still going to be kids that one and done, but
Yeah, but
it's
the one and done's, how many times they won it?
that's what I'm
What?
saying. Yeah, it's like if you
Yeah.
watch UConn, man, the offensive flow is so beautiful. They setting double screen, down screens. They coming out like it's but they have
Well,
the
you know,
eye
but
players.
they coach. You know,
The Hurley.
that's a Hurley I played against.
Yep.
So it was like Bobby was with Doug, I was with Danny.
Yeah.
So we came out the same year. Danny was in Seton Hall when I was at UM. But they come from a legendary. Their dad is a
Yeah, they
legendary
have.
coach.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what he had up there in St. Anthony's. So yeah, with that system. But then again, you got to have a little old school mentality to the new age kids. So you got to talk to them a certain way, but also let them understand, know that right or wrong, I'm gonna be there for you.
Yeah. He tough.
Yeah,
He tough. I
like
watch.
he
I
gonna
watch.
listen. He gonna talk to them all kind of ways. Like I tell him, even like with Frank Martin, even with Bob Knight, because I had one of my homeboys from South Miami that played there, Charlie Miller, and I
Mm-hmm.
always wondered like how was Bobby Knight? He said, man, that's what y'all see on TV, but off the court, he'll give you a shirt off his back.
I've heard that too from Isaiah. Like when Isaiah talks about him, he talks very highly.
Yeah,
And Michael
but so
Jordan, he played with him in the Olympics.
some of them just have a strong personality as coaching. That's how they coach.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to have that also when they confident go down, you got to be able to build it back up.
Yeah.
They're still young men, you know. They still trying to understand the maturity side.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like today college coaches, it's tough.
Yeah. Cause you
It's
can
tough.
see Tom Izzo outside of Hurley, but Tom Izzo is one of the last of the old coaches that still like that, and you see he go viral almost every year. Every time he get in the face of one of his players, it's like you can't even coach him no more without the critics. You know what I'm saying? Like he went to half court and met the kid and chewed him out all the way to the bench, and you would have thought he beat the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
social media, it make it look worse than what it is.
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Let's I want to talk a bit because we didn't really dive into this. You were a McDonald's All-American. And I think every kid growing up playing basketball wants to be a McDonald's All-American. You know what I mean? You think about that. So I know I did, but I just wasn't good enough. You know what I mean? Simple as that. I had a high school teammate that went, so I got to experience that through him. But tell us about how that felt, man, when you got, hey, you a McDonald's All-American. Like, tell us about that experience. Let us live through you real quick.
Right.
But that's what I said. Like thing, I was living through my brother. Doug went
That's
in
true.
'89, and that team that they had in '89, which you have Kenny Anderson, Bobby Hurley, Shaq.
Ooh.
So you know that
That was
class
with
right
him.
there, that was
Ooh,
with him.
that's crazy.
So, you know, it gave me like something to reach for, like besides being Mr. Florida 2 years in a row. At that time, only one other player did it was Chris Corciani that played at North Carolina State.
Got you.
Okay.
He went
What
to
high
Hialeah,
school?
Miami.
Oh, Hialeah. Okay.
Yeah, he went to Hialeah, Miami Lakes. Because I think
Okay.
back in the day, his nickname at North Carolina State was Fire and Ice with him and Rodney Monroe.
I heard of Rodney Monroe. Yep.
Yeah, so he was the first one to do it. Florida Mr. Basketball 2 years in a row. So I'm saying, so I'm thinking like, okay, my brother doing this. If I can do this, I can do this. So I'm following his steps, but I'm still a little brother. I'm still following. No matter how many accolades I get, boom, 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 I'm following. But then I started understanding the magnitude of the game.
Yeah.
You know, that you get the top of the top in the United States of America. So I'm like, okay. So at that point, I didn't know. I know I was good, but you know, when my coach told me, I was like, oh, okay. So you know, if anybody know me, I'm happy go lucky.
Yeah.
Until you piss me off. I'm happy
You
go
still
lucky.
from Dade County. You still from Dade County, man.
Yeah.
Hey, where like give us that moment, like, so you found out from your coach.
Mm-hmm.
Were you expecting it? Was it like, dang man, I know the decision got to be coming soon? Like I know it was on your mind.
I wasn't like most people, like they get excited, jump up and down. I kind of figured like, shit, if my brother did it, I can do it. I got a legendary coach who put us in position for people to
see y'all.
know. Because, you know, like my senior year, I averaged under 20 points.
I saw that, and I had a question about that too.
But you know why?
No, why?
Most games I never played in the second half.
Oh,
yeah. See, I thought, yeah. See, I saw you average 23 and something your junior year when you won it, and your senior you averaged like 17. So I said maybe when I was reading, I said, dang, I said maybe one of his younger players got better and something, and then you was able to shut the ball more or something like that. So I didn't, so I didn't know, because you know.
No, also we had back then we had a 40-point rule. If you lose by 40, game over.
Oh, okay.
I never knew that.
Yeah. So yeah, well, we trying to, like, the team that were really bad. We trying to get them out the way fast so we can go check out on the local rival teams. They see us pull up. They see us pull up at the game.
That's hard though. That's dope. Yeah.
But also,
that's the real quick.
That's a flex to walk in somebody's gym in the fourth quarter and y'all play at the same time.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard.
Yeah. But then Coach Shea be like, listen, whenever we played them teams, he say, listen, y'all ain't playing no more than 2 quarters. It is what it is.
And you still made McDonald's with that.
Yeah.
Averaging. So how when did you know you belonged there? Like, because you said you got Jason Kidd, you got all these type talents. I think it may be a level of nervousness. Like, man, I ain't, I'm from Miami. I don't
but also, us Dade County people, we just different.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
We different. So we don't look up, to other names. Remember, like I said, with social media, I'm not following Jason Kidd. I'm not following Othello Harrington.
Yeah.
Unless you're watching the USA Today, where you see like the top, high school players. But I wasn't following all like who is who. Yeah. But like when I got there, I knew I belonged there.
That's real.
So, but then again, like if you look at the game, I was kind of pissed off because you say you're trying to teach the game, but then you realize the game go global where everybody can see it.
Yeah.
So in practice, we moving the ball, we cutting, we passing, boom, boom. Game time come, oh man.
I'm gonna go rewatch the game.
No, them dudes were not passing the ball. I'm like, what the hell?
I think you had 3 points.
I had 3 points.
Yeah. I seen that.
I was hot.
I can believe it.
I was like, what the hell?
Did you carry that along with you in Miami? Because let's talk about your Miami career. Staying home, didn't really go too far. Coral Gables, a little drive, not too crazy.
Right down the street.
Yeah, right down the street. Right down the street. So how would you sum up your college career?
Like the reason I decided to go to UM, because like I said before, I had a amazing high school career where in 3 years I probably lost maybe 6 or 7 games in 3 years.
Wow.
And
wow.
I think at that time I probably one of the highest recruits to ever go to Miami at that time. I think, and also maybe Tito Harford, one named father who played Harford that played for Boston.
Oh, his dad went there?
His dad went to UM. His dad,
okay.
well, I think his dad was if I'm not mistaken, I think his dad was a McDonald All-American too. I'm not sure.
Got you.
Wow.
So then, they also had the mindset of, okay, I tell myself, as I get older, I know I'm going to a program that is a football school. Like on my visit to UM, I hung out with football players.
What team? Who was there when football when you got there? Like when you first got to Miami, or while you was there? Oh, okay.
The receivers, they were seniors like Lamar Thomas, Kevin Williams, Gino Toretto was a quarterback. Then you had the 3 linebackers, Jesse Armstead, Mike Barrow, Darren Smith.
Was The Rock there then too? The Rock?
Yeah,
nah, he 80s. I thought he was 80s.
No, The Rock was my freshman year. The Rock was a sophomore.
Yeah, he was with Sam.
Oh, okay.
Rock came in. He came with Sam.
Yep.
But back then, that's why I appreciated college more, because all the sports worked out in the same weight room. We went to the same training room. Football and basketball probably ate at the same cafeteria. But like when I go back down and watch a game, football over there, basketball over there, baseball over there. Yeah. Like when do y'all interact? Like,
so let's talk your mindset at the time, because like you say, when you went to Miami, it said you took Miami to their first postseason appearance in 31 years. So y'all went to the NIT. So this is my thing. What was your mentality at the time? Like, was that your goal? Be like, let's do that, because like honestly, you knew when you got there, y'all wasn't Final Four bound like early in the process, because y'all, you had you never saw them do it. So
that's what I'm saying. I'm going to a program that don't have a rich history in basketball. Remember, back in the day, Rick Barry was the biggest name to come out of UM.
Rick Barry?
Rick Barry.
Oh, he went to Miami?
Rick Barry paid them.
Hey, see, that's why I'm glad we got you on here, Steve. Hey, you educating the young. We the young OGs. We got to learn from the OGs.
Like, we know the name, but then know he played in college though.
Yeah, Rick Barry was there. Then the program stopped.
Got you.
Then they brought the program back in '85.
Wow.
So it was just football. It wasn't no more basketball. So they didn't really have a rich history in basketball. And before the Heat came, I don't know, like if you've been to Miami, where they used to have the concerts over at the Hyatt, like they used to play. UM used to play their games over there, where you just have one side with one side over here, where the fans sit, and the court is on the other side.
Dang.
You had to try to find a gym.
Yeah.
So that's why I said it was crazy. So before I got there, that's when UM jumped into the Big East for football. So it made it easier for basketball too, because I always tell them Big East was like one of the best conference.
Oh yeah.
Back then.
It was until a little bit after Kemba Walker and them. The Big East used to be at least 10 deep. When Kemba Walker and them won it, they were 9th in the Big East.
They did well this year too, though, in the tournament. With Creighton.
They don't want back to back. But I'm saying like back then the Big East was like one of them conferences where it was gonna be, you ain't scoring 100 points.
Yeah. Defense. Yeah.
You playing defense. That was just the mindset of some of the coaches. Like the old school Big East, like it's gonna be an ugly game.
Yeah.
And you just hope you come out on top. But my freshman year before I got there, UM only won one game in the Big East.
Dang.
I think they beat St. John's. Then my freshman year coming in, we had the top 6 recruiting class in the nation.
Oh, for real? Oh, that's good.
Yeah. But now
All y'all spoke together to come there, like all y'all.
Yeah,
said,
was it a planned thing or just so it just happened organically. It just happened.
Spoke to who? When?
Oh yeah, this ain't new game. Yeah, y'all ain't had this.
Yeah,
we got to take it back.
I'm like, we ain't communicating with nobody. You just, that was Coach Ham thing. Coach Ham was great. He's great at recruiting.
Yeah.
He
you played on Leonard Hamilton.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. I was one of his biggest. I was one of his biggest recruits in Miami. Cool. So then, before the season started, 4 of the freshmen went down with knee surgery.
Dang, 4.
Dang.
Yeah, that out of the top 6 class.
Then like my freshman year, so I started as a freshman. I think I averaged by like between 14 to 16.
Oh, that's good.
Like I came up in 2nd place in Rookie of the Year behind Othello Harrington.
Okay.
So, but like it wasn't for me. It wasn't a big stage because I did it on the high school level. So it's just like at the end of the day, you put your shoes on the same way I put mine on, and let's go and play.
Oh, yeah. Let's get it.
Yeah. So like that's why I said I guess like the area where we grew up in, and that's a tough neighborhood. Most people, like, if you know Miami, you're either gonna be in Overtown, Liberty City, or they be showing on First 48.
Yeah.
Them like some of the roughest neighborhoods to grow up in.
And the poker bean.
I dated a girl from Miami. I dated a girl from Miami Northwest, and she scarred me. I'll never date a Miami woman again. She scarred me. No, I'm through with y'all. Y'all too rough for me.
Time out. You can't put all the Miami winners in the same bucket because of her.
I was done. I was done after her. I'm like, I need me. Hey, I'm from Central Florida. Let me get me. I couldn't do it no more. I couldn't do it after that. Yeah.
Okay, so so you a junior at Miami now. You ain't go to the house and try to get Allen to join you. How you let your little brother go to Kentucky? Well, I should ask.
No, man, like the same thing. Like just imagine, put it like this. You got your older brother Doug coming out McDonald All-American.
Mm-hmm.
You got your other brother coming out McDonald All-American.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if you the third one to come behind these two, the pressure that you had to mount to play. Like you want to go make a name for yourself. Like you want to go far away.
Yeah, pave his own
so that's
way.
what I'm saying. Like for him coming out of high school, I guess it was tougher than me coming behind Doug because he coming from 2 brothers with McDonald All-American. And like the fans over here, you ain't like your brothers, so he got to hear that. And also, Allen played point guard in high school.
Oh,
at 6'5".
Wow.
So that's why
so y'all were breeding tall guards, like tall point guards back then. That was rare.
I height from my mom. My mom, she was 6 feet tall, and my dad was like 5'8".
Oh,
so
you
got the height from your mama's side.
Yeah, my cousins, all of them, everybody tall. My uncles, aunties, they all tall.
Yeah.
That's
my mom 5'11". My mom tall. My mom 5'11". My dad probably 6'1". I'm 6'5". When I was 6'3", the doctor told me I was gonna be 6'7", 6'8". I stopped growing, and my cousin Terrell Blair that went to Boston College, he ended up being a 7-footer. And went, I just stopped growing. I've been this same size in 9th grade.
Oh, man.
That sucks, bro. You probably thought,
Yeah, they told me, I was 6'3" in the 7th grade, and when I went to get my physical, my doctor told me, he said, yeah, you're gonna be no shorter than 6'7". So in my head, I'm gonna be 6'8". In my head, I'm just like, just set up because my cousin, we both was 6'3". In the 8th grade, Rel came back. He went to New York for the summer with his auntie. He came back just that one summer, bro. He came back 6'7".
I hear a lot of those stories.
He came back 6'7".
At 6'3" in the 8th grade, y'all had to been killing.
Oh yeah. We were bad. But then he ended up going to he couldn't stay out of trouble, so Auntie sent him to Tallahassee to go to school to FAMU High. So he went to FAMU High. He took FAMU High to state. Then he transferred to Florida High. And Florida State didn't even recruit him. And then they tried to come back and get him when he tried to transfer from Loyola. He ended up going to Boston College.
We played a team up in Tallahassee. Because when we used to golf together, he be telling me Sam Madison, I think, went to that school.
FAMU High?
I think what was the school called? Rickers or Rutgers, something like that.
Yeah, Rickers. That's Southside. Yep.
Yeah, we played up there. We ended up losing, but he always, I think he was at the game.
Oh yeah, Rickers. Hey, I just told you Rickers was bad in the 90s because they used to win that Governor's Cup tournament all the time. They had a tournament in Florida called the Governor's Cup.
I was like, they got me up in Tallahassee, up in this country playing. I'm like, what?
Hey, I don't want to take up too much of your time because we've been going for a while. Like, once again, definitely appreciate you. But I do want to touch on one thing, and then we always ask a question before we always ask our Florida legends a question before we head off. But all right, you had a great career, high school, college, but didn't exactly play at the highest level in the NBA at that time. How did that sit with you, and do you still feel some type of way about that?
Nah, I don't. Like, it's crazy because like we do barbershop talk.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people come up to me like, man, boy, just timing, boy. If you were growing up in this era right now, the way you shot the ball back then, like that's why I say it's time. Then also after my freshman year, I had knee surgery going into my sophomore year.
Got you.
Okay.
So I had 2 back-to-back knee surgery that summer. So mentally, it took me about maybe half of my junior year to feel comfortable with my knee. So yeah, that kind of threw like a little monkey wrench in it. But because at that time, as a freshman, I was one of like the top guards.
Yeah, you could just see it in your stats. Like this looking up. Yeah, you could see it.
So then after college, I did camps. I did the Heat camp. I think my first year when I did the Heat camp in '96, that's when Spoelstra was he was the the video guy.
Out team.
Yeah, because he worked me through my because I had a one-on-one. I had a Coach Hamilton and Pat Riley was there, and it was just me and Spoelstra and the other coaches. So I did like a one-on-one. And I was like, oh my God, I know this crazy. I went 75 for 100 from the 3.
Ooh, you was shooting that thing.
I didn't even feel my arm toward the end.
That you was shooting.
So I'm like, and back then they had Bashawn Leonard, they had Dan Marley. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But then after that, I went overseas and I came back and I had another camp with the Heat, and I did Philadelphia, I did Utah. I was supposed to do New York, but that's the year they was on strike. So I was like, so then I was overseas from like 3 years in Argentina. Then I went to Russia. Then I was in Spain for 6 years. So like I tell people, like, if I had to do it all over again, I don't regret it because it gave me a chance, a little kid from Overtown, to travel the world.
Yeah.
So that was like, I never thought that I would be traveling outside the U.S. But, basketball gave me that opportunity. So I'm blessed and grateful for that.
Yep.
I tell people that all the time. Like, I've only had one job my whole life, everything else being around basketball. Like 1 or 2 like small jobs in college outside of that. But I just love the game so much. My dad played professionally, and just being around the game, it changed my life. I wasn't, and I try to tell kids now, like, all right, you don't have to go to the NBA, but you could be an agent. You could be a sports marketing agent. You could still be around the game and still have fun and not have to physically be out there. So that's where I try to teach kids too. And I'm glad you said that message.
Both of my brothers, they now coaching on the same staff with Frank Martin at UMass.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, that's hard.
So
network, the connection.
It give me a chance whenever they play Dayton, Ohio. I go to the game to be like a little older high school reunion.
You never thought about coaching?
Not on that level.
Yeah.
I saw Coach Ham when I was in school. Coach Ham sometimes slept in his office.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. But then, you know, like
Chris coaching high school right now, so
I coach in high school too at a private school down here, Westminster Christian.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Very
But
familiar.
it's a like you gotta realize these privileged kids, so it's different than the inner city kids. You know, so they have all the resources that you ever want.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of the day, some of them might have an opportunity to go to college. Some of them don't, but they going to college regardless.
That's real.
If it's not with sports, they going regardless because their parents are going to pay for it.
I'm trying to
And,
tell you.
like, and sometimes me trying to understand the way I see the game and trying to teach them how we grew up and knowing that these kids driving cars as a sophomore.
Yes, that.
they driving BMW Mercedes, and we now this is why I tell you, Trent, we had to catch the bus, you know, like the Metro bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to back then. We literally had to catch the bus and the Metro rail and all that stuff. Like these kids, like what? What is that?
Yeah.
And they got BMWs in the 10th grade.
Yeah.
Man, we in 10th grade, we just wanted enough money to go to the candid later.
Yeah. That's all. Like, you know, our mindset wasn't that big to like, because our parents didn't have it like that. So, you know, we didn't grow up in that environment. So you understood this is what you got. And you make the best of it. So, and I be trying to tell them, but it's hard for them to resonate to, you know, giving them a different aspect. Like, okay, some kids fortunately just play high school basketball and that's it. Some go to college and that's it. You know, it just depends on whenever your levels stop.
Yep.
But you know, like the training thing, like I do a little training on the side, kids that want to work on their shooting, get better at their shot. So I do that a little bit on the side. And it's funny because the kids, I don't know why they still think they can beat me shooting.
I can still shoot that thing.
It literally just like riding the bike.
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you.
It literally just like riding the bike. You know, like I'm saying y'all not gonna shoot like me, but I'm trying to, you know. Like I tell him with Steph Curry, like you look at Steph Curry's shot, how many shots he put up since he been a kid?
Yeah.
Like this ain't happened overnight.
At all.
You got to put the work in. Once you put the work in, now everything else muscle memory.
Yeah. Hey, he had a hell of a teacher in his home.
Yeah.
His dad,
see that?
His pops could stroke that thing. Dale was
yes, he was. And most kids probably don't even know his dad. Nope. They just know him.
But that's why we here for this platform to teach that. So Chris, go and ask him the question that we always ask people as we head off.
Who is your GOAT for the state of Florida? High school ball.
I'm going my brother.
Your brother though. No, we got.
Yeah. I should have said.
Right, you know you're gonna say your brother, but outside of your brother,
let's take Doug Edwards out.
Let me see. You said in Dade County?
No, this Florida.
Florida.
Yep.
Okay, Florida. You gotta really let me see. That's gonna be tough because I remember what name from Gainesville, Vernon Maxwell.
Oh yeah, we getting him. He
coming
on.
Mad Max.
Yeah, Vernon
Mad Max was tough, and we had a dude that was in our school, but he was just so athletic. But he played together with Mad Max at Florida. Dude named Vernon Delancey, lefty.
Never heard of him. Okay.
Yeah, like when you talk to Vernon, say we talked to Mad Max, ask him about Vernon Delancey.
All right. Yeah. Well, he come on.
Let me write that down. How you say his last name?
Delancey.
All right. Oh yeah, this recorded too.
Yeah.
Okay. My bad.
No, but that's actually a tough one because
it's really not tough because
I didn't see Vince play.
Okay. I was gonna say it's Vince for me.
Yeah. I didn't see Vince play, but I know like his career, you know, once he left high school. But that's why I tell people like it all depends on like what your career was in high school before you.
For sure.
Some people, you know, career go a little longer. Like even with Teddy DePay, I didn't see him play.
He not.
Oh yeah, you say you was gone over seas. Yeah, so you missed like the late 90s like the Tracy McGrady's and the
like once I left in 90, once I left in 96, I didn't really get to see too much.
We're going down to Tampa and shooting a dope episode with Teddy. So the great thing about this platform is we just giving our flowers away to people, so it's all love. So even the OGs like Vernon and Chucky Atkins and these guys, they're like, oh yeah, you just like you. They like, oh yeah, I'm getting on the show, no problem. Like just because it just makes sense for us to do. Once again, Mr. Steve, I ain't gonna call you Mr. Steve. I don't want to age too much. I'm from Florida, so we got our banners in Florida.
Come on now.
But Mr. Steve, we really appreciate you for once again.
Absolutely.
Florida Hoop Legends, you are a Florida Hoop Legend, so we just want to give you your flowers. Thanks for the stories. Thanks for the insight. Thanks for educating us on players we didn't even know about, and that's the real reason we started this. To educate not only ourselves, it's fun. We both love the game, but also to let kids know now I can show this to my 6th grade team and be like, look, this a hooper. This a legend. Shoot better than y'all. And y'all trying to shoot NBA range every day. They get on my nerves. I'm getting right. Like, y'all in the 6th grade. Why y'all shooting NBA range? But anyways, appreciate you, Mr. Steve, once again.
Absolutely.
Nah, man, I appreciate you guys having me. Like I tell them, man, the veteran players, like I said, we didn't have social media back then, and it's lucky if you can find any kind of video of some of these players, even before me. You know, or if you find any newspaper clipping and stuff like that. But I think, like, for us, because me and my brother being from Miami, you know, anybody over the age of 35 and over, so they always know that the Edwards brother was, in that time, was much watched basketball. So even when I walk down the street, I still have people run up to me, or they're from high school or college. And, you know, I'm always humble. Like, my boys get on me like, man, you just too humble. I'd be like, listen, man.
And we gonna talk that talk for you though, Steve. Now that we met you and know you, I swear the rest of the day I'm telling everybody about you.
Hey, listen, hey, now people tell me I don't remember that, but they said I was an asshole once I was on the court.
Most people are. Most competitors are. Like you when you turn it on, you can't turn it off.
They're gonna talk trash, and that's a part of the game. Like I tell people, like when we played the team out of New York, in Kissimmee, Felipe Lopez team.
Oh, I just watched a documentary last week.
I didn't know nothing about Felipe. When he came, like, until I saw the document, I didn't know how big he was.
Yeah, I just watched it. That's crazy that you say that.
Yeah. So, you know, he came down.
They good against y'all?
Oh, they were beating us at halftime, and he started dancing in front of Shaky, and he was speaking Spanish. Don't you know basketball got 2 halves?
Yeah.
So y'all end up winning.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It said who got the last dance.
Let's leave it at that. Once again, appreciate you. Chris, you got any closing remarks you want to say before we ride?
Nah, man. I just want to thank you, man. When I reached out to you, you responded right away, man. And you know, we just, like Brandon said, we just wanted to give you your flowers because you guys' name kept us every other comment. They were like, no, y'all need to look up the Edwards brothers, man. Look up the Edwards brothers. So, and I'm a research junkie. So I'm the type, if it's on the internet, I'm gonna find it. So just to see that, you know, that you won Mr. Basketball twice, McDonald's All-American, there's no way you can't be mentioned with the Florida Legends. So we want to definitely show love to you, your brothers. And my homeboy told me, he said, if you're gonna talk to any one of the brothers, he said, talk to Steve.
Yeah, I'm a little bit more outgoing.
Yeah. So, man, I appreciate you, man. You know, on behalf of Florida Hoop Legends, man, we thank you for this time out today, man. And you also our very first recorded interview.
Yeah, because we do them live. We usually just do them live.
Okay. I always say, man, it's a blessing that people still, you know, remember and recognize you. So, you know, that's always a great humbling thing because, you know, everybody's life don't always pan out the way you want it to be. But in that one time, in that one moment in the late 80s and the early 90s, it was special. And just to be a part of that with my brothers, them, and people still recognize that, that's a blessing.
Most definitely.
That's a gem.
Also, before we want to get I'll tell y'all we're gonna stop recording. But everybody, appreciate you for tuning in to Florida Hoop Legends. See y'all next week with a new legend on the show. Love.